was talking about Wind It Up with Pharrell. So I guess he's not a big Sound of Music fan, I take it.
I think he probably is now.
Yeah, well,
the whole idea is to turn people on.
That's what it is. We learn from each other.
Yeah, he could play Mr. Von Trapp in the new movie.
Okay, let's ask you a couple of questions. First of all, any weird cravings while pregnant? Like strange things you never would have eaten otherwise?
No. I was just eating everything. I was a vacuum. I was like, please, just whatever I could get my hands on.
If it walked across the front yard, you would put it in the oven and cook it and eat it. Now, also, you're talking about working with Pharrell down in Miami. I mean, where do you love to record? I mean, to me, a recording studio is just a room with a microphone. But some artists love to go to these different cities, like to London. Why is it important to be in a special recording studio to do your work?
I think that sometimes it can be really inspiring. When No Doubt went to Jamaica and we recorded Rocksteady, that was like it put us in the right mindset for the kind of relaxed way that we made that album.
So you smoke a lot of pot before you record the song, or
no? But I did get the inspiration for Kingston. I mean, I named Kingston after I went to that trip. That was like so long ago, and then I didn't even know I was having a boy, and it ended up being Kingston. So that was like 6 years ago or something. So, but definitely, it's very inspiring down there in lots of different ways. But on this record, I was just wherever I was. Like I was in LA, I was in New York, I was in London, and we were back and forth between those places. And Kingston was on a jet, on a helicopter. He was with me in all the different studios, like across the whole country, and it was just I don't know. I think it is good to move, though. Staying in one place is like not good because you get static. Yeah, you need to just keep mixing it up, and then because I get the creative block, you know.
Have you dropped him yet? Have you dropped Kingston yet?
No, I haven't.
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen in a hotel. You'll be on the phone, sitting on the bed. He's gonna fall between the bed and the nightstand. Babies always fall.
They always roll off the bed or the changing table at least once.
And you're gonna feel awful, and you'll get over it. It'll be fine.
Do that on purpose, though. It's part of the guilt trip that kids feel. But you know what? I've always wanted to ask somebody, Gwen, how do you know when a song is finished? Does it ever really get finished, or when you're recording it, do you think, I could have changed that a little bit, or I wish I had done it this way? I think
you definitely finish it and you feel really good about it for the moment, but then after you go on tour live, you play it and you hear the song again on the radio, you go, oh my God, I sound so weird. And it's so weird because it always evolves as the time goes by, and you always kind of wish you could have I do sometimes think, I sing it way different now than I did. But I don't know, I think it's just you put the last vocal on and you just listen to it and it's done. It's hard. I mean, I think that's the hard part, is mixing it and getting all the...
And once it's down, that's it for eternity. It's theirs.
Yeah, that's right.
And as you say, when you go on tour, you may do it 10 different ways in the course of the tour. But that CD is like that for the rest of your life.
It's really, it is difficult because it is permanent, and I was really time was ticking. I had to get it done, and they were actually mixing in London, mastering in LA. I was driving to the studio. The single was on the radio, and I was still singing the vocals. Like I was going to record the vocals, then go to rehearsal so I could do my video and the performance part of it. So it was like a mad race at the end.
That takes a lot of brain power. How do you do that? You have to have a brain, I guess. Congratulations on having one.
Well, I'm such a nerd. Whenever I get a new CD, I have to go through the whole liner notes and check it out. But there's something really cool about the Sweet Escape artwork. The artwork on the cover is unbelievable. But there's a story behind it that I heard.
Yeah, basically this photographer artist Jill Greenberg shot the pictures, and I just had Kingston. I was in LA and I saw a billboard. She did this series of babies, these portraits of these crying babies. It was a show that she had done, and she was giving them like candy and then taking their picture crying. Like it's really, I know it sounds it was actually quite controversial.
Performance art.
Yeah, but the pictures are shockingly beautiful, and when I saw it was just like they're hyper real, surreal looking. And so I went to her show in LA and left a little note for her saying, please, will you shoot my album artwork? It was like the first thing when I saw it, I was like, she has to shoot the album artwork. And then she ended up doing it. So the idea was this kind of outside, you wear the sunglasses are like the tough outer shell, kind of facade, and then the inside are all the emotions of the person, of the me person.
Well, let's play it. I do believe Akon has something to do with this.
Yes, he does.
What does he have to do with this?
We just collaborated on the song. I didn't even know who he was, and I went in the studio with him, and within 5 minutes we were writing the song together, and he's very talented, and he has the best personality, and he's just very inspired. And next thing you know, he's like everywhere.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no kidding.
he played me his single. He goes, "You want to hear my single? Eminem's on it." I'm like, sure.
That is Gwen Stefani, The Sweet Escape, along with Akon. So the tour should be ending when?
Ending. I'm like,
I'm going to the future. I'm looking to the future. When do you think this the upcoming tour will end?
I have no idea. I want to go outside of America this time. See, the last time I wasn't going to tour, and then I said, okay, I have to see who bought the record. I have to go do a little tour. So I was going to do 19 shows, turned into 42 shows. Ooh. I was pregnant during the tour, which was just not a good idea. If you're going to get pregnant, don't go on tour. Okay. Like, not a good idea.
Self. All right.
So that was 4.5 months pregnant, my last show. And so I don't really know. I mean, I think we're going to probably go all over the place because we kind of got cut short last time.
The reason I'm asking, because I'm wondering, is there No Doubt in the future?
Oh, yeah, definitely. I mean, it's so crazy because we're coming up to a real big anniversary coming up here soon. And it's wild because there's nothing that ever is going to compare to that No Doubt live experience. I mean, it's like so much history. And like the last tour that we did was the Greatest Hits tour. That was spectacular because every song that we played on that show was a hit. Like you just get out there and be like, oh, you like that one? What about this? Right. Oh, you like that song? It was like, and it was amazing. It was amazing history. And so I didn't really know what I would do. Like after that last record, creatively with No Doubt, I couldn't picture the music we'd make. You know, It's just a weird position to be in. But now I've kind of have this little light bulb over my head. Like,
well, that's the thing, Gwen. I mean, did you ever picture what you'd be like as a mom? It happened, and now it's just there. It's the same with the music, I guess.
It's true. We just got to go in and do it. So.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years?
You know what? I try not to think about that.
Why not?
Because it's going so fast. We were just talking about that, how quick it's going. And I feel like the biggest, number one question people ask me is, what are you doing next? And it's like, I'm going to, right after this, go back and have lunch. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to
talk as far as you go?
Yeah, because it's too much. It's going too quickly. And the record just came out and, Are
there any other people you've worked with, Pharrell now and Akon, and I'm sure you're meeting all the people in the business and listening to people. Is there anybody you particularly would like to work with that you haven't had a chance to yet?
I always fantasized about doing something with Bjork.
Oh, wow. That would be so
Because there's never, I love to work with
Wait, hold on. She's from another planet.
I know. That's why
I want to work
No
with
offense. I mean, everyone's like, whoa. I'm like, no, don't.
You know what? She has another record coming out, and she did some songs with Timbaland. I bet it's going to be really good.
Wait. Bjork did something with Timbaland?
Yeah.
God, that's going to be really weird.
I can't wait to hear it.
That would be. I think that'd be an interesting piece of music.
She's an artist, and she's amazing, and she's totally modern, and I would love to do something with her.
Well, hurry before they put her away. Bjork, who else? Anyone else?
I don't know.
Tony Bennett, Katie Lang, I don't know.
I don't know.
Something
else?
weird.
I can't think of anybody right this minute. I had an amazing experience just working with everyone on that last record and even this time around. So I feel like I've kind of done it for a minute. It will be fun to kind of go home to the No Doubt land and just be in my own comfort zone. The idea of when you work with new people, like I worked with Tim from Keen on this record. We did a really pretty song called Early Winter together. I mean, it was a really easy experience, but a lot of times you go in and it's really stressful, It's like their expectations, your insecurities. Right. You go in, you have to try to write a song together. It's like it's very traumatic.
How much of that is self-imposed? I mean,
a lot of it, but it's just it's inevitable though, because it's like you go in and it's like you have to be creative with someone. It's really hard.
But the energy that comes out of it's great. What we're loving is 10 years ago the collaboration was nowhere near what it's like today. You have everyone collaborating with everyone. You have people crossing across the format fields to do. A country person will collaborate with a rock person. It makes it so interesting and unique.
I think so. I mean, I've gotten some really great stuff out of just being open. I mean, your ego at first is a little bit broken because you're like, okay, I did that part. He did that part. I did that part. You know, and in the parts that are the great parts, if you didn't do them, you feel really like
what Elvis just mentioned. The breadth of cooperation that's going on now and collaboration that's going on now is incredible. You know, the creative process just for an individual has got to be tough. When you're trying to match it with 2 or 3 or 4 other people, and there may be as many as a dozen, you know, all together when you get ready to do it, it's got to be very difficult to get all those little pieces fit in together.
It does. I mean, I think that you can get something really spectacular out of it if you let your ego just sit in the corner for a minute and just go for it and just do it for music's sake and not for because I did this and you did that. It's like all about just getting something great. But there's also something really magic about doing it on your own and having that ego stroke. So it's like,
but you don't count the lines that you do in the song. Or that's not the word.
You don't get paid by the word. No. You get paid by the syllable. But listen, Gwen, thank you for coming in.
Thank you. Thanks for playing the record. Thanks to everybody out there that bought the record and came to the concert. And I love you guys. I mean, you gave me the most crazy life ever. It's so amazing.
Well, best of luck with the baby and the body doing what the body does.
But she has fashion and perfume and dolls and handbags.
Now she has dolls that look like her.
Well, you know.
And plus, at the same time, you're lactating. You're spotting your blouse. You know what I'm saying? She's a mom. She's a soulmate. She's a performer, and she's